Welcome everyone. Happy Thursday. It is April 2nd, 2026. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We'll give a couple of minutes to let people come in and join the live. We have a great conversation tonight. So while we do that, and I put some stuff in the comments, we're just going to listen to some old good music. Maybe. I hope they don't block it because it don't be on YouTube. I should have played it from my computer. Sometimes when you play music, they be trying to delete it, talking about copyright, but it's coming from YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. This is your opportunity to make sure that you first subscribe to Walking Through the Fire. Please take a moment to hit that subscribe button. As well, hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more this will be pushed out into the YouTube atmosphere. And that's what we want. We want people to know what we're talking about over here in this community. Please tag someone, tell them they got time to come on in the live. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be some good conversation. I'm telling you, it is going to hit everybody's doorstep on tonight if you're willing to admit some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Again, welcome to Walking Through the Fire. I am your host. Excuse me. I am your host, Crystal Majors. And this is a platform where we talk to real people using or having real life discussions using real life experiences, talking about real life issues. And tonight we are going to get an insight into how our feelings operate in our everyday lives. I know that I am not by myself when I say, when you hear people say, why you in your feelings? So I think tonight's conversation is going to be really, really good. Tonight's special guest, guys. You know what? Look, I got drum rolls. I didn't upgrade it. You know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah, now.
Period.
Let me see if I can give it to you. Yes. So let's welcome New Unity Church's Sisterhood. So let's give them a round of applause for joining us. Now listen, this ain't all of us. This is some of us. But they said where two or three are gathered in his name, that he shall be in the midst. So I have no doubt on tonight that God is going to be in the conversation, and somebody is not just going to be impacted, but somebody is going to be blessed and leave here with the resources, the tools, and the encouragement to live beyond our feelings, And so we may have some people join us later. The more, the merrier. But listen, y'all here, we gonna go and get this thing started. I do want to say to my viewers, if anyone has any questions at any point of this live, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. We will make sure that we try to address it, and we're going to answer. We're going to stop doing what we're doing, and we're going to make sure that we answer your questions. I want to, since it's only a couple of us, how about you just introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Shanika Fox. I'm the director of New Unity Sisterhood.
Hi, and I'm Sister Janae.
She said, hi, I'm Sister Janae.
Sister
Guys,
Janae.
again, thank you so much. I want to say, first and foremost, I thank Bishop Woods for allowing you ladies to come and sit in with me on my podcast this evening, to just kind of spread what we've been talking about and what we've been sharing and learning in our own sisterhood. For those that don't know, New Unity Church is my church family, NUC. So listen, if you're looking for a church home, come to 2761 North Sherman Drive, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46218. Service start at 11:15 sharp every Sunday. Be in the house, I'm telling you. If you want to go where the Spirit of the Lord resides and that it is love in that house, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out.
Roll up on us.
Yeah,
That's
listen.
right, we say pull up
You
on
Roll
walk
us.
up
through the
on
doors
us.
and ask for Sister Janae, and I got a seat for you.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. I
I
know
got a
that's
seat for
it.
you.
I know that's it. Okay. So before we get started, ladies, I just want to let the community know again, tonight's conversation is talking about living beyond your feelings. And our sisterhood group has been reading this book by Joyce Myers with that particular topic. And we are on chapter 4. And so tonight, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the like. Keep out, bring them in, bring them in. Yes. Tonight, we are just going to go over chapter 3 and chapter 4. This past weekend, we had some good conversation about discernment, about trust, about what does that look like when we say living beyond our feelings. We've also found out a lot, not a lot, but a little bit about each other while discussing this. So we're just going to tap on a little bit of what we've already talked about, but we're going to go a little deeper than the surface. Is that okay with you ladies?
Mm.
Yep.
In community, your engagement is what makes this work. You can't be a community with one person. So I need you to need me to need you to need everybody so that we can make this a community that everybody wants to be a part of. So before we dive into our conversation, the first question I have is for you, Sister Director.
Hmm.
You are the director over a ministry, which being a leader myself, I have to say that you definitely have to be called to be a leader and to be a leader in a ministry. I think being a leader outside the church and being a leader inside the church, even though it should look the same, it don't look the same. I think there are different expectations, different ways that we may have to, well, I won't say that. We should be able to handle these things the same way we do in church outside the church. But I think me being a leader at my job is different than me being a leader at my church. So, sisterhood. What does the word sisterhood look like to you? And what does that mean? First, what does it mean? And then what does it look like? Because we use hey sis, so loose. But the same people that are saying, hey sis, be the ones that let you down or stab you in the back.
First, I want to start off with what our mission statement is for Sisterhood Ministry. Just a quick, I'm gonna read a quick overview of what it says on our
Yeah,
website.
sure.
It says the Sisterhood gives empowerment to not only the physical body but to the spiritual body. For a daughter of God to be transformed into the total woman, fulfilling our Lord's plan and purpose for her life. And it's a Bible verse, Proverbs 31:10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Mm,
So to me, sisterhood is more than just being connected. It's being committed to one another's growth. It means showing up, being real, and holding each other accountable in love.
that's good. That's
So sisterhood also looks like support, but not just when it's easy.
mm,
It's checking on each other, encouraging one another, and being honest when it's off track. When we might slip and fall.
yeah,
It's a safe place where we're vulnerable. Like we always say, whatever we keep in sisterhood, we don't share it outside of sisterhood. And
right.
that really opens up a vulnerable place to have a safe space for us to talk
Yeah,
about, whatever. Um, it's not a competition or a judgment.
that's
It's
good.
about unity, trust, and building each other up so we all can win.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I
Mhm,
thank you for that.
mhm,
I think what you just said are the key elements to a healthy, strong sisterhood, friendship, whatever that looks like. Because
mhm,
a lot of us don't have blood sisters, but
mhm.
we have sisters in Christ. And some of us got blood sisters, and our sisters in Christ are better to us than our blood sisters.
Yeah.
And so I think having that community is just really important. And if you don't have a sisterhood at your church, I encourage you to create one. To
Yeah.
create one because we just had our Women's Day, and the title was "Women That Wear Many Hats,"
Mm,
and so some of us don't have that support system, so we have to be that for people that don't have family support and stuff. So I think that is truly important. Um Again, I don't know, and I didn't ask. I do apologize. Are both for you, or are you guys using a cell phone by chance?
yeah.
Okay. You may not be able to see the comments. So what I'll do is I'll pop them up on the screen if we have questions, if we have comments, so that way you're able to respond and see what we see. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, just a pretty dark skin. I don't know who that is, but come on tonight, pretty dark skin. Pretty brown eyes. God's offspring is in the house. Hello this evening. And she said, holding each other accountable in love. And we're going to talk about that because that is important. Who want,
Mm.
well, I can't say who want yes men around them because some people want yes men,
Yeah, no,
yes women
be
around
real
me.
with me.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely be
yeah.
real with me.
So, again, our topic for tonight, I recommend that you go get this. Let me ask this real quick because I want the people, Sister Sharita. Hi, Sister Sharita on Autumn's page because she sure is just a pretty dark skinned one.
Yes,
Yes.
she is.
Mhm.
Yes,
Now
she is.
listen, Sister Sharita, whenever you're available, we're gonna be on here to about maybe 8:39 o'clock. You can come on this side of the live too, because you be having good conversation.
She do. She
You
that
can
she
come
Yes.
do.
on this side or you can stay on that side. Either side, it don't matter, but good to have you on tonight. But I told you before that we are looking at Joyce Myers, which is a great, phenomenal author. She writes some great books. And so the one that we're looking or reading out of is Living Beyond Your Feelings. And I know that this wasn't a question that you may thought I was going to ask, but Sister Director,
Mhm.
why do you think this book was important for us, the sisterhood ministry, at this time? Because there were other books that we could have chose from.
I feel like as women, we all act off of emotions. That's just women in general. And I feel like the way the world is going, it this book so far has helped guide us, if not all of us, in where we need to be and where we want to be
Hmm.
in today's society. So
Yeah. Sister Janae, just in the last, because tonight we just talking about chapter 3 and 4. We didn't even tell them about 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 was on fire from the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even in this short amount of time, have you seen yourself or some situations that you were in this book? Because even the first 4 chapters, it's really about her telling stories and kind of what that looked like, talking about being in your feelings and beyond your feelings. But in that short amount of time, have you seen yourself in this book?
I have, and to be honest, like a lot of, um, I know me and sister uh, Shanika, director of Sisterhood, we always say whenever we,
Going through
even from our
something.
last book that we read from Joyce Meyer, it always aligns, like whatever we read always aligns with something that somebody is going through.
Yeah.
So I definitely say that even just the chapter 3 was talking about telling like talking about how you feel, and I opened up during our sisterhood session. I'm not wanting to tell somebody how I'm feeling. If you see me, I'm always smiling. If you know, you know me, but I'm like, I'm gonna tell you I'm good even if I'm not.
Yeah.
And I'm one to always tend to kind of like go through things by myself. I don't
Yeah.
open up. I don't allow other people to kind of help me through, through my journey. I may say small tidbits here and there, but reading this book is definitely allowing me to open up and be more vulnerable with my sisters.
That's good. The community, this question is for you. Do you find it hard to open up to people? Put yes or no in the comments. If you find it hard to open up to people, put it in the comments. Thank you, Sister Sharita. She said, yeah, yeah, yeah. So let me ask you this, ladies. Do you think too many people are in their feelings these days? Like, this is my opinion personally. I feel like people get so easily offended nowadays. What is your thoughts on that?
I would say from past trauma, past hurt, from what they've been through.
Hmm.
And they feel like they may see the red flag in the next person, or this whatever they've been through in the past may happen again.
Hmm. Hmm. I definitely get that. Let me ask you, because I know for me, where I see that I feel like where I'm coming from when I say I feel like people are so easily offended these days that you can't tell anybody anything that is troubling you or that you see that they're doing wrong because it's instant defense.
Hmm.
I don't know if my generation. We listened a lot more. We were willing to hear what we try to change now, instead of saying that criticism or calling it feedback now. It was easy for people to give you feedback about you, and now it's like you scared to even go up to somebody or say anything because everybody just gets so upset or just so nasty attitude because you even brought it to them. Do you guys find that or no?
Yeah, I feel like Janae, I think me and Janae is around the same age. So I feel like our age and the generation after us, I feel like if it's not like in a song, kind of going outside of the church, like if it's not in a song, or if it's somebody our age, we can't listen to it.
Hmm.
And I want to say, like, I feel like between my generation and again the our younger generation is, I feel like, kind of going towards your question, Elder Direct, is that, or
You okay?
is that it's like our your I'm gonna say your generation, your parents were parents.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
Yeah.
elders were your elders.
Yeah.
My generation and starting to go down is that our parents, and not speaking on,
Everybody.
on my mom,
Right, right.
because my mom did an excellent
We're
job.
talking in
in,
general.
in general, is that our parents became our friends.
Mm.
Our parents, wanted things for us that they didn't have,
Yeah.
that they didn't experience. So I believe that the gap there was, okay, I'm gonna give you an inch, and I really don't want you to take 9, but you're gonna take 9 anyways, and it's just gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and even um when you were asking a question, it made me think about one of the workshops that we did a couple years back with Elder, or I think it's Dr. Blythe now.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
is that even our work ethic, like my generation will have 15,000 jobs within a year,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
we can't,
For
we
real.
don't want to take, we can't nobody tell us nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm.
gonna do what I want to do
Come
anyways.
on, help us.
I like, and that it is sad because, you know for somebody that, and I don't know if it's like generational hurt, or I'm not even gonna say generational hurt, but like hurt somewhere, is where, okay, you shut down and you just cut off all ties to anybody being able to guide you, to lead you in such a way that will help better you. Our generation don't know that. We know, we listen to music to guide us.
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
we watch TV for people to guide us. And even like our the babies nowadays are stuck to YouTube, are stuck to, and they're being guided by,
Yeah.
such things.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a hit on this a little bit, and then we're gonna dive into the conversation tonight. But I mean, you raised some great points, and what I would say is I think that correlates with, like you said, my question of why are we so in our feelings now, or why do we wear our feelings on our sleeve? Like you said, our elders was our elders. We respected it, whether we wanted to hear it or not. We listened to it, and there was no talk back. Grandma or nana or granny wasn't 45 and mama wasn't 35.
You're right about it.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
As well as I do think, because I would be considered a latchkey kid, we were very independent at early ages. So we had to figure things out on our own, and be really, really resourceful in what we do. And like you said, I think our kid think technology is teaching our kids, and how does that teach them at an early age how to live beyond their feelings? All they know, and even for us grown adults, I'm not going to put it on young adults, even us grown people, we this is how we feel, and it is what it is, and ain't nothing gonna change it. So excuse me. Sister Shrita said, yes, we do want instructions. And then guys also said they quit a job without having another one lined up, then expect someone else to pay their bills.
You're right
Yes,
about it.
Lord.
You're right about it.
Come on. I am a supervisor, baby. My clinic, baby, they young. And when I say it's a revolving door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said work ethic, they don't want to do nothing. They lazy. Like, ma'am, sir, I'm gonna need you come to work, do your work, and leave.
That's all to it, but to do it. Come
I
on
know
now.
that's it. Okay, ladies, let's dive into chapter 3. Janae, you kind of touched on it before. The topic was called Tell Someone How You Feel. And my very first question to the community and to my guest tonight is, do you have to be careful when telling somebody how you feel?
Yes.
Yep, and how you say it
Mm-hmm.
too. is a big thing.
Yeah. Why do you think we have to be careful?
Because how the person, like how we talked about earlier, how a person receive it, they can be so defensive, especially who you saying it to. It all plays a part in how your deliverance is and what you say to them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When we talk about, you said it depends, on the person.
Mm-hmm.
We've also talked about in our group, and just a mental note, because it was a good, I'm going to say 8 or 9 of us in our session. And the one thing that I heard probably from every last single lady was trust.
Mm-hmm.
And telling somebody how you feel. And we're not talking about giving them a piece of your mind, okay? We're not talking about that, because it's easy to give somebody a piece of your mind and you ain't got to trust them or nothing. We're talking
Yes.
about that, telling them how you feel when it is uncomfortable, when it's a difficult conversation, and
Mm-hmm.
when you have to be vulnerable. And sometimes that means letting somebody see the inside of you,
Absolutely.
you know. And so we, like I said, my top thing that I wrote down was, it was difficult to tell somebody how you feel because of trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book it stated that we tend, hi Mama Kim, how you doing? It stated that what we tend to do, and when we talk on tonight, we're talking in generality, okay? Now, when myself or the ladies are talking about themselves, they'll let you know that this is my situation.
Yeah.
So we're just talking in general, so I don't want to get any misunderstandings, but it said that a lot of us talk to the wrong person and not the right person. And
Mm-hmm.
then we wonder why our trust was broken, why that confidentiality was thrown to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've built up a wall saying, I'm not going to say anything else. How big is trust for you? Do you have an issue with that?
I do. Um, I I can't necessarily say that I've I can't necessarily say that I've been hurt by somebody who I told something to. I've always been very cautious of who I tell things to. Um, I try not to um associate myself with people who are like, if I hear you talking about somebody else, I'm definitely not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna open up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I feel like I'm more, again, like I'm probably gonna say it 1,000 times, but I'm more personable.
I know, yeah, yeah,
Well,
personable.
I take
Well,
say
no, not
not
personable, an
personable.
introvert.
Introvert, yes, yes. So I'm always careful with who I tell things to, but I do have trust issues because I do watch people and how they react to other people in other situations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
As you
said something,
should.
baby, that was hot on the press. I want y'all. We talked about discernment came up in this a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you know who to trust? We talked about discernment, but you said something that is so powerful and profound. I don't even think you know. If you got somebody that is willing to talk about somebody else in front of you,
He really
imagine
don't talk
what they're
about
doing
you.
behind your back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If they are that comfortable, and sometimes it's people that you don't even got a problem with, they know that you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
somebody is that comfortable to talk about, I want you to really think about, well, what are they saying about me when they get mad at me, or when they don't like what I'm doing or what I'm saying. So I think that's some things that we really need to think about, and that'll eliminate some people that we're trusting that we shouldn't be trusting.
Mm-hmm.
We got some comments. Guys, Offspring said, even when you say things in love, folk want to clap back and get defensive.
Mm.
I think that's gonna go into one of those conversations later on where it says something stinks.
Mm.
Do you think that that's something personal at that point when you know you've done what the Lord has asked you to do? You prayed about it, you said it in love, and they still didn't receive it. Is that something going on internal with them?
I think you gotta, when you address people too, you kind of, sometimes you have to have discernment on where they are at.
Hmm.
And they
You
walk.
can't just say, oh well, I got this person to the side right now, and although I'm gonna come with the biggest smile on my face and the softest tone, that they gonna receive it. You don't know, like you gotta make sure that you create that safe space for them and with them, for you to be able to say something.
Sister Shanika, you got anything on that?
I don't know. I just uh, before I go into any place that I know I'm gonna be for a long time, I sit and observe people for a long time before I even become the person I am. Because I'm an outgoing person. I'm always smiling, walk around church, walk around work. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
But before I even do all that, I pay attention to the type of person that you are before I even open up to you. Because I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I'm just, this is the person I am. I am.
Well,
Yeah.
I know you ain't by yourself. She said, I tell you, just to get them out your face, huh? Is that why you do it? Or
No, not. I mean, just like anything about me, not necessarily about yourself.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm just saying though, instead of being vulnerable, you just put that wall up and just tell them what they want to hear just for the time. Is that what you meant? Okay, no,
no,
okay. Help me out.
uh, uh.
Help
No,
me out.
you're
What
gonna
did you
be like
mean?
you say, you open up and be real with them and just like
Yeah,
let them know.
Oh, you
yeah,
okay.
about me, yeah,
Oh,
about
about
myself,
you.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was about to say, wait, what? Hey, we listen and we don't judge, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what I just did. And we remind me, okay, when I said what, like I was shocked, it's a part in the book that talks about when people tell you stuff
Yeah,
that shock you, don't react like that. Because that might put up somebody's defense, like, oh, what they gonna say? They gonna judge me. But that's just funny. I did exactly what the book says not to, and
yes,
that's why it's
yes,
important. I don't care how old you are, we all need to figure out how to manage our feelings. Okay. Guy's offspring says that's why I don't have girlfriends because I have trust issues. Got burnt in the past and told myself it won't happen again. And I'm
mm-hmm.
not gonna,
I don't have no clue.
yeah, I got a couple. I'm
No,
not, my
mm-mm,
mother always told me, your true friends you'll be able to count on one hand.
mm-mm.
And my true friends I can count on one hand. Not that I don't have other friends, but my circle, my tight, my crew, I only can count them on my hands, on my hands. But I wanted to say something because I know she's not by herself when we talk about trust issues. Um, because she is an older woman. And
Mm,
when I say older woman, she is 60 plus years old. So trust issues falls on everybody's doorsteps.
mm-hmm.
And like she said, it is that trauma that somebody did to them, and they said, you know what? I don't want to feel like that ever again. Why make myself vulnerable? Why tell somebody how I feel when they use it for bad and not for good? And so that's why I know tonight is not only just going to help a certain group, but I told you, it's going to hit everybody's doorstep on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that the book also mentioned was, because again, everybody don't have support in the family. Everybody don't have a sisterhood at their church. Everybody don't have a sister group in their church or in their life. And so God did not put us on this earth to walk this journey alone. He just didn't. And so they recommend that you have to, as hard as it may seem, you have to put your trust in at least one person, one friend, a family member, or a spiritual leader. And then they said, if you don't, or let me ask you this. And so you talked about, okay, if you want me to trust you, you have to create a safe space for me. What does that look like? Because if I'm arguing with you and I can say, you don't make it safe for me, but that don't tell me nothing. What does a safe space look for you to be vulnerable with somebody?
So I feel like that you a question had popped in my head is that, like, when do you establish that, especially like when you go out and meet new people, and even let's just say at church, we want people to join our sisterhood, and we want to invite them into our friend circle, but like at what point do you establish those, I guess, like those boundaries, or those expectations? Like obviously within our sisterhood, like our boundaries, our expectations, our codes are are there. We, even before we even start, we usually say, okay, whatever we speak in this group stays in this group. This is a safe space for all of us. But you know when you're meeting somebody and you're growing a bond with them, when do you say, okay, this is, or is it, do you feel like it's supposed to be something that they already know?
I I would, and I'm gonna ask you, Sister Director, as well, to kind of follow up on this. I think, in my opinion, one, I do think in order for me to trust you, we have to build a rapport.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a rapport to me means, and I have to use this in a church context because we're talking about the sisterhood in the ministry. Okay. Um, if you are leaving as soon as the benediction is said, how you gonna bond or grow with anybody?
Right.
If even if it's you're staying after church to say, hey, do you know anything that's going on this week that I can come? Like, you have to be available as well as be receptive. Does that make sense? And for somebody that is trying to create a safe space, I know one thing that I try to do, just which is natural for me because I'm a people person. And I don't like to make anybody feel excluded. I think that is one of the things the Lord will say, hey, I need you to go speak to that person that look like they stink and look like they dirty, and I'll be the ones to wrap my arm around them. And so for me, and y'all know, after church benediction said, I turn around and what do? I go speak to the young people. I go mess with the guys,
Yes. Yeah.
just building that rapport, building that relationship to say, and making myself open. I don't want to know your business, but if you need me, I'm here. And when you feel like you don't have nobody else that you can feel vulnerable with, I'm her. I'm that girl. Let me prove myself.
Yeah.
My life or my works or my actions should speak louder before my words do. Well, do you have anything on that, Sister Shanika?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay.
No.
So again, that's just, and I understand because it's not easy for somebody that's a babe or somebody that's going into something new, that you're on the island by yourself, you don't know nobody, and if you do, it's the person that invited you to church. but deep down inside, you really want to get out of your comfort zone, but you've been hurt so much. How do you even let somebody in to offer that safe space for you? But I think hearing my voice and making yourself available just for a high, just for a hug, just to say, you know what, I noticed you wasn't here last week. Don't make me put a SOS out on you.
Yeah.
I think that makes a big difference,
Yeah.
because a lot, especially with our church, we're a lot smaller than some of these big churches, and in other cities they have these mega churches and things like that, and you get lost. And I feel like at you know definitely at New Unity is that when you come in, and what I feel, I can't speak on everybody's behalf, but I would love for, everybody who come in contact with anybody or, step foot in our church to feel the love, because, I think that's how a lot of people, or that's how you grow closer to God anyways, is, seeing the love, being welcomed in, being loved on, so that, okay, I'm going, and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna meet somebody new, or I'm gonna, go say hi after church to this person and then be gone, or and then, you know, you say I'm saying hi to you, um Sister Shanika, and then, next week I may say hi to your husband. I'm just,
Hmm.
it's a gradual,
Yeah.
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, yeah. We got a comment. Never expect someone to know. Meet them where they at. True love and compassion. The attempt matters. It does.
Hmm.
And sometimes it's not even how they respond. It's the seeds that you plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time you say hi, every time you show love, even though it's rejected, you are tearing down a wall. You are tearing
Mm.
down a brick for someone to be able to tell you how they feel. And I'm going to tell you why it's important that you individually and you collectively, as Sister Sharita said, meet people where they are, make them feel comfortable, a safe space, and trust. I don't know if you guys remember that we had a gentleman come into church, and he came up for prayer, and at this specific time I was the one to pray for him.
Mm.
And what he told me blew my mind, and I it penetrated my spirit, my soul, and my heart, because he said that he was about to go kill his girlfriend.
Oh, I think I remember.
I remember
Is
that.
that
But
one Bishop,
and
the
I
zip
told
ties and
Bishop,
stuff like that?
yes, and
Okay.
so and that he was about to go kill his girlfriend, and said that he had the zip ties in his car,
Yep.
but on
Mm.
the way there, my God, today, the way there, something told him come to church.
Mm.
He had been to New Unity before. He wasn't
Mm.
a regular person that came every Sunday, but he seen something within the house, something in God, that he trusted his instinct, his feeling, that conviction to say, I know you on your way, because he was not living beyond his feelings.
Mm.
Because this is
And
what
I
we
need
talking
help. And
about.
in
Yeah.
that moment too, he was vulnerable.
You,
He
Yeah.
like he needed help, and he, that was his way of getting help, because he could have sat through service and then left.
he could have not came to service,
At
Yeah,
all.
you
because
right.
Yeah.
he said he was on his way to do it, and the Lord directed him to come to church.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it was so bad. I mean, I couldn't shake it, that I had to tell my covering, because he's more powerful than the guy working through me. It's levels to this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? And some spirits, some demonic spirits, because that's a demonic spirit,
Yeah.
that was
Mhm.
on him at the time. Even though I prayed that thing, and he was comfortable to tell me after I got done praying, I got a man serving that the mental, he can handle that. And so it was just an overwhelming thought. And we're looking at this book. How many times have that been us?
Seriously.
How many
Yeah.
times did we not live beyond our feelings? We didn't tell somebody how we felt, and we found ourselves in a jam that we almost didn't get out of, but God. but God.
Yeah.
And so that just kind of brought that to my mind, because I'm thinking our feelings is a dangerous thing if we don't listen to them and manage them correctly. And it is sad because a lot of our next generation, I'm not going to say young people, the next generation are not being told to pay attention to those feelings and what to do when they get them.
Yeah.
And what to do. And that's why we have people getting murdered over social media beef. You getting beat up or jumped because somebody stepped on your shoe and looked at you funny. Just different things like that.
Or even if somebody is telling them it's going in one ear and out the other, they're not obtaining it. They're
No,
not. Yeah.
no, no, because it ain't in a song
Yep.
and it ain't coming from a celebrity.
Yep. Yep.
Not knowing that all that is illusion, and behind the bling bling and the Lambos and the Maybachs, they depressed and
Mm-hmm.
suicidal
And
as all
going.
get out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
that's something that kind of like recently just hit me kind of hard because um I'm gonna say I'll just say it. But one of my godchildren, I was hanging out with him, and I'm like, okay, it had been a while since I was hanging out with him, and I'm like, okay, what's new, what's going on, like what you doing? We really driving in a car, and I was like, well, my music, I'm gonna listen to the gospel station. I might have a little bit of R&B outside, but
Uh-huh.
yeah. So I was like, just put on what type of music you listening to. And he was like, well, you probably don't want to listen to it. It's, it ain't. I was like, well, just put it on. Let me hear it. Like I'm getting older, but I really want to stay young,
You still want that trap music in your life? Ain't nothing
but I'm
wrong
just
with
like,
it.
I feel like I'm starting to lose my little touch on, being
That's all
young,
right.
but
That's that
it's
transformation in God. What
okay.
feeds your spirit. That's what that is.
But so I had him. He was like, it's whoever he put on. It was just like a whole bunch of depression stuff and popping pills until you fall down the stairs and
Wow.
drinking and all this kind of stuff. I said, why are you listening to this? And he was like, well, sometimes I just be sad. And I'm like, don't you feel like this is feeding your spirit?
Yeah, yeah.
Like this is not and I said, what you listen to is what you listen to, but just remember that whatever you listen to, whatever you allow to go in your ears will have an effect on your emotions,
That's
will
right.
have
Mm-hmm.
the effect
Yeah.
on your
That's good.
actions.
That's
Yeah.
good. Because emotions or feelings are basically the same thing.
Yes.
They're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Another thing that we talked about when we said telling someone how you feel, we had to be really careful because it was a thin line between telling somebody how you feel and complaining.
Mm.
Yes.
And this is what the book said. I got excerpts out the book. This is a quote. Complaining is a serious problem. Why? God is infinitely good and he expects us to remain thankful even in the midst of difficulty of any kind. It may not be easy, but he expects it nonetheless. Nonetheless. And I want to kind of back that up with scripture as well about complaining and how we always think that the physical things, drinking, smoking, partying, all of this is a sin, fornicating, but complaining is a sin. Complaining got the people that was supposed to be a 40-day journey was in the wilderness for 40 years
Mm.
instead of 40
Yeah,
days
yeah, yeah.
because of their complaining to God. And so 1 Corinthians 10 through 11, the New Living Translation says, and don't grumble as some of them did, and then were destroyed by the angel of death. These things happened to them as examples for us. They were written down to warn us who lived at the end of the age. So meaning God says it's okay to tell somebody how you feel, but make sure it don't turn into complaining. And Sister Shanika, if you can remember, somebody said, how do you know when it's complaining? What did they say? Do you remember?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Elder Let was that.
Your mic is going in and out, sis.
Dang, I know y'all is too. I don't know. It's still
Yeah,
going in and out.
you going in and out.
I'm gonna log off and log back in. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
I think it's better. Oh,
She come back. So, Sister Janae, do you remember what the person said when they said, what is the difference between complaining and just telling somebody how you feel?
I know we were talking about. I don't remember like verbatim or anything like that, but I know we had got into because this was a really good
Yeah,
description.
because we talked about a
But
lot.
what did we mention? Like it, you just you keep telling somebody. You keep telling somebody, you keep telling somebody. You know, if I come to you about something, I want to be able to express myself, tell you what's going on. But you might get annoyed if I come back with that same thing without change, change behavior or change or making some type of change. I'm not. What's the point of telling you something? You ain't gonna want to hear it over and over and over and over again, unless I'm not. Now, I don't know, but unless if I'm not making no action, or putting action behind it, if I'm not making progress, you're not gonna want to keep hearing me talk about something that's complaining.
Yeah, and they say you can't talk to a brick wall. If you ain't willing to be and transform, but you hit it dead on the nose. They said when you and sometimes it ain't even just going to the same person. If you telling Susie, John, Joe, Debbie, Marcus, Tanya, that's complaining. You're talking just to be talking. You're not seeking help. You're not seeking resolution or to help heal, whatever that situation is.
I think that too with complaining, you want people to feel bad for you or something.
It's easy to do. It's
Like
easy to do.
I'm gonna tell you because I want you to feel bad for me. And then I'm gonna tell you again because I want you to feel bad for me again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you again because I want you to feel bad for me again.
Yeah. The attention seeking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it comes from attention seeking as well. I also think, well, you know what, that'll go into my question, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But you're absolutely right. Let me ask, and community, this is for you. Has complaining ever changed anything for you? People, have complaining changed anything for you ever? Put it in the comments. I got a comment. Be the victim of your mess. Yes, Lord.
I like that.
Yeah, we got a lot of victims that victimize people and then turn around and want to be the victim.
Yeah, I really
that's
like
good.
That.
Be the victim of your mess.
I might have to use that on somebody.
Yeah, I know that's it. Let me ask this question. After hearing this conversation so far, we're talking about what complaining looks like. Have you noticed that, and not particularly you, I may be talking, but if you want to answer it, by all means, but I'm talking to the community as well. Your engagement is important tonight. Do you notice that you are a complainer? Or I want you to truly, and it could be rhetorical. You ain't got to raise your hand. Just say ouch and keep it moving. But listening to, are you one that has an issue when you go tell this person and tell this person, but you never get any resolve about your issue? Are you a complainer? And so I'm letting you know that God is saying there's no need to complain. Why? Because he is infinitely good. But I also want you to know that we, and Joyce Myers on tonight, is not saying ignore how you feel. We're not saying just because you tell even two people that you a complainer, but you know if you a complainer or not. And I expressed in Sisterhood, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is complaining. But that comes from trauma in my young adult life and me being on my own since I was 15. It irked me because when they say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, I was literally one of those. I didn't have that one person to complain about. Janae, I was like you. Because I was always strong, I've always been the head. I've always been a leader, even when I didn't want to be a leader and didn't even know I was being a leader. I still, people would call me, I wouldn't call them. And so that part of complaining, it was just like, just do it, get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody is not there. So I can't have that attitude as I'm learning towards everybody, because that sets up false expectations, and we'll kind of hit on that as well. What we got in here, if a person who was raised in a house of complainers, they don't realize that they're complaining. That's good.
Good. That's really
That's good. Not knowing it's dysfunction because it's been your normal. It's been your normal.
So then how does one take it, or how, not, I'm not even going to say how does one take it, but how do you allow, or how do you tell somebody
that they're a complainer?
Yeah, versus like, are you just straight, I'm gonna say cutthroat with it, or would you like, how would you tell somebody? Because again, I think one of our first questions was, how do you give constructive criticism? Are you able, do you, not everybody takes the same information, how the next person will take it.
First and foremost, and I think the community will agree, before you have any conversation, you need to pray. Because one thing is, you got to make sure that you go in with the right agenda, the right heart, the right frame of mind. And like we said, in love, not to be nosy, not to give you a piece of my mind, not to tell you what I've been thinking about, what you've been doing was wrong this entire time. And so, one, like you said, pray. Two, I think it's important for us to, like somebody said in the comments, meet people where they are and know the person you're communicating with. Mm-hmm. So for instance, I know just by Tuesday service, and we've been talking about communication style, that you are a passive individual. Mm-hmm. I can't come to you aggressively because you're not going to receive that.
Yeah, I'm going to shut down.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you just going to look at me and agree with everything I'm saying, knowing that that's not how you feel.
Yeah.
So instead of coming to you saying, do you notice that you complain about everything? I would phrase it as a question. Well, when you got this going on, what do you do to get yourself out that mood so you don't have to keep talking about it? What you see what I'm saying? I don't have to tell you a complainer when you know you a complainer. Mm-hmm. Me telling you a complainer might put you in total defense mode.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that your verbiage is built to get insight. You back, sis?
Okay, I got my son beat, so I
want to see if that
works better.
We can hear
you. Okay.
I think, and in the community, if you have some suggestions to Sister Janae's questions, by all means, put your responses in there. But again, I think you know who you're dealing with. You know, their communication style is huge. No, meet them where they are. And instead of telling them their faults, figure out how we can overcome that. Again, if you a liar and I know you a liar, I ain't got to tell you a liar. You know you a liar. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Sometimes I'm not even, but I never mind.
No, come on. We are talking to real people about real life issues using real experience. And if you
Do
quiet,
you
we can't expose the devil.
do you think some people really don't know that they be lying? Seriously, it can be
Let me
a no. I'm so serious.
no,
It can
I'm
be a
telling
mental
you,
issue.
they lie so
Seriously,
much that their
that they
lie
don't
becomes
know.
their reality.
Yes, yeah, that's what I mean.
And that's when we use the term so loosely now, but delusional is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
because
ain't
I know
just to
somebody
put an
personally.
yes. I've known people that they lie, and they know they lie to the point where I didn't told them. Why you lying?
But it be simple stuff. I'm like, simple, like, oh, it was $10, but it was really $5. Like, just simple
Yeah,
stuff.
yes. And I'm gonna be
Simple
vulnerable with
stuff.
y'all. I'm gonna be because you hit it. Listen, when I was married, my ex-husband would lie about the smallest, pettiest things. And I hate a liar, okay? But I couldn't
It
fathom,
drives me crazy.
why would you lie about taking that around the corner or not? It then led me to believe, well, what else are you lying? If you lie about little stuff, will you lie about big stuff? But again, just like before you got on here, God's offspring stated, because we talked about complaining, and she made a great point and said some people grew up in a household where that complaining was the norm, so they don't even know that they're complaining. They have
Yeah.
been
Mm,
a liar,
that's
has
deep.
been taught that lying benefits them in some type of way, to the point where now they've done it so long and so much they don't even know that they're lying because they believe their lies. That's true. Yeah. Offspring said pathological liars. Let me see. We got pray first and
That's
say, hey, love, stop talking about it and give it to God and make it happen. Just try before keep talking. So that was one of the suggestions. Instead of saying, you know what, I noticed you complain an awful lot, just reword it different, because you don't want anybody to break up the wall or to put a wall up. You don't want anybody to miss your point.
but not to cut you off.
No, I'm
Those
good.
that complain, sometimes I don't even feed into it no more. Because like
Mhm.
I see it out on Facebook or social media or I hear about it. I unfollow you. I won't listen to it. Because
Yeah.
it's like you said, they just want the attention. They want to see what attention they can get from it. And I'm
Mhm.
not giving it to you.
And sometimes the complaining is an underhanded agenda to get people on their side, because misery
Mm-hmm.
loves company.
Yeah. Nope.
Complaining is a cancer.
Mm,
Haven't you not? It's like
that's
this.
good.
It's
Complaining
like
is a
this.
cancer. I'm gonna
When
use that.
when you yawn and somebody is around, or when somebody yawn around you, don't a couple of minutes later you yawn for
Somebody else
no reason
shine.
and you wasn't even tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
You start hanging around people that complain, you gonna find yourself complaining.
Mm, 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 mm.
It's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. Especially if this is all you're listening to. Again, it's almost, if I'm hanging with somebody and I'm in church and all they do is go to the club and I keep going to the club with them, eventually I'm gonna take on their attributes. They not gonna take on mine.
Yeah.
They
It's
not.
as
Go ahead.
it's as easy as, let's just think about the slang that people are saying. Oh, Cap.
Yeah.
If you hanging around me and I'm like, that's Cap.
Yeah.
That's you about to be like, it's gonna be a short
Okay.
amount of time before you saying that's
Yeah.
Cap or whatever, little words that I'm
This,
saying.
this
You
is
gonna
what
pick up
clock
on
it. Yeah, that one right there. That's
clock it.
that one
Yes.
right there is mine.
Yes.
Yeah.
We gonna clock that T. But yeah, it's easy to feed off of somebody
Mm-hmm.
and they, again, they emotions, they actions, all that. I And let me know if I'm lying, but birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
transferable spirits is real.
You're right.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I know I'm right about it. I wish I had some more
You're
people
right.
on here because I got some witnesses. There was this one person in church, complained all the time, always talked about they was sick. We were in the choir, came up in the choir, hey, sister so-and-so, what's wrong with you? Oh, I don't feel good. I'm sick. 5 minutes later, baby, I looked at somebody and said, I do not feel good. It just hit me all of a sudden. So I'm telling you, that spirit of complaining will fall on somebody. And if they are already vulnerable, if they're not strong, if they don't have the discernment, if they don't have the spirit or the wherewithal to block it, then baby, you can fall into that sin as well. Look, I got my witness on here now. She said, "Oh Lord, you should have listened to me," because she did. She told me, "Don't sit next to her, girl. Listen, don't ask, baby. I'm telling you, it happened." So let me read this to you because again, I want to give some of the people some excerpts out the book. And it said, our feelings will have us complaining. We don't have to deny our emotions / feelings because I said they're the same things. We don't have to deny that they exist, but we must not let them control us. And again, it goes back into, I don't care how young, how old you are. You felt a certain way that landed you in a position that meant you no good.
Yeah,
whether it was temporary or whether, I would like to say whether it was a bought lesson or a learned lesson, because there's only 2 lessons in my book. A lesson some teach you and some you got to pay for.
Yeah.
And some you pay for. Let's see what we got here. Sometimes you have to show people the brighter side of what they are complaining about. They may say that they are broken and you can remind them that they have enough. That's right.
That's true.
The word says, just paraphrasing, when your brother or sister is overtaken in sin, one that's restored, go restore such a one. Basically meaning that if they're coming to you complaining, they're broken, they have issues, you speak a life into them.
Yeah.
You don't be like, girl, I know what you mean, honey. Mr. Joe didn't pay my bills either. So we both ain't got no lights on. That's
I think it depends on your walk in Christ and where you are.
Yeah.
And how you respond to people. Because if you like you said, a babe in Christ, you wouldn't know how to respond to them within a positive way instead of be like, well, girl, yeah, my bigger toe hurt too, or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
But it goes back to, who are we telling how we feel?
Yeah.
We got a lot of trust issues because we put our trust in people that could never handle it, that could never handle our vulnerability, that could never handle our rock bottom, that they were floating on broken pieces themselves. And we're expecting them to help us heal.
Yeah.
But they put on this front like they got it together. So you go to them because you think that they healed themselves. Yeah. Okay. So again, as well, another nugget that the book said was that Joyce Myers is never suggesting that you stuff your feelings inside just to let them eat away at you. And so I put a footnote saying, you just like God's offspring said, I tried it once, I ain't never trying it again. They shut me down. So you know what? From now on, I'm not going to say nothing. But you know what happens? You get vexed every single time that they do what they're doing. However you're feeling about the situation, even how you're feeling about yourself, you say, you know what? I ain't going to address it. I'm going to just, whatever. And then you wonder why you feel like, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. You
Yeah.
So it says too, Joyce Meyer said, my purpose is not to encourage you to be phony and just pretend everything is fine. When
Yes.
you are seething means when you are boiling over, it's coming out of every orifices. I mean, every opening in your body, your pores, your nose, like the cartoon when you see the smoke coming out their ear and their nose. You are that angry or feeling so discouraged that you are ready to explode. And the book said eventually you will implode or explode.
Yeah.
Do you anybody want to expound on that? Imploding or exploding? Come on, I'm not trying to lose my head. Yes, Lord. Meaning we want to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be that introvert because I don't want to be hurt. I don't want anybody to mishandle me like they did before. So it eats away at me and I end up having a simple, here we go. I'm having a conversation with somebody, but because I'm in my feelings, I explode on them and they don't even deserve it. How many times have we been mad at somebody else and took it out on the person that was the closest to us?
Yeah. I just have to go tell somebody sorry at my old job today.
Was you about to
Yeah.
say something, Janae?
Yeah, and too, like, even if you don't let it out outwardly, you gotta watch how much you holding on to the inside because it'll make you sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It'll
And
make
I wrote something down, and that was, and we can just kind of jump around for the brevity of time too, because in chapter 4 it talks, that title is "Our Secrets Make Us Sick." And so when we don't want to have that difficult conversation, we end up losing sleep. We end up not eating, losing our appetite.
yeah.
Some
Then
of us shut down and isolate ourselves. I know I've been there. I don't know about nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
I
definitely.
didn't want to have the difficult conversation because I didn't know how they were going to react. My kids, and it's no fault of theirs, it's all my fault. Okay, all my fault, because we're talking about living beyond our feelings. And a lot of times back in the day, my response, instead of it being on one, it was 20. Okay, no matter what the situation was. Well, why are you doing that? I don't even understand that. And so it shut them down to where they didn't want to say anything to me. But as I grew in God, as I became more secure in God and in my walk, and He started to change me from the inside out, that was the one of the things that He brought to my remembrance is, you got to watch how you talk to people. You say you can come, my kids can talk to me about anything, but then you upset because they don't tell you. Well, you won't know why they don't tell you, because of how you react. They scared of, instead of you encouraging them and helping them, they think you're going to criticize them. They think you're going to judge them.
Yeah.
How many of us is that on today? Have you ever felt like that?
Yeah, you tell certain people certain things. Can't come to them about everything because you're like, I might not tell her that. She
Yeah,
gonna judge me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And what I want us to do, and we've been doing it in Sisterhood and talking to my brothers and sisters on the live tonight, it's one of those, if you go to the right person, you'll be surprised when you, especially when God is in it, when you think that they are going to react negatively, God is going to blow your mind and they're going to react with love. And you sit back and say, dang, I should have said something a long time ago.
Yeah.
If I knew you were going to react like this. But it's about taking that leap of faith. Taking that leap of faith, taking that chance on somebody. just to kind of skip around here, there was a section in part 3. It says something stinks.
Yeah.
And it talked about, she said that, and I know, you know how we go to our refrigerator and it's jam packed in there and it stink, but you don't even feel like trying to find out what's going on. It's so much food in there, you don't even want to move nothing around. And you think to yourself, this is what we think subconsciously. I'm gonna just shut the refrigerator.
I'll get it
It's
tomorrow.
gonna go away. Or
I ain't gonna smell it no more.
Yeah,
you know what? It'll
I get
go
it
away.
tomorrow.
We really think that it's gonna go away if we just keep closing the refrigerator. We don't think that every time we open the refrigerator, that stink is gonna smell more and more.
And it's gonna be there. That problem gonna be there.
Come on. And so that's what she was talking about in this kind of a part of chapter 3, was something stinks. So when we're talking about living beyond our feelings, when somebody got a bad attitude because of how they feel, something stinks in the refrigerator. The refrigerator is the inside of them. Something don't, it ain't right. And you can always tell, would y'all agree? Because when somebody is offended, when they speak, it is bitterness and criticism and nastiness.
Yeah.
It's nastiness.
Definitely nastiness.
Yeah. And because the stink don't go away, it just keep getting worse and worse. But we walk around thinking don't nobody smell the stinky refrigerator.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you call it when your house got a smell, but somebody come and say, "Ooh, it stink like trash," but you don't smell it? Somebody in the comments,
immune to it.
What you call it?
When you're immune to it.
Yeah, but it's something knows, it's something, and that's like us today. Because we live in our feelings and we don't get out of our feelings, we think we cool, and we don't even know we walking around stinking. And then when somebody come up to you like, "Do you know you ain't got no deodorant on?" You want to get defensive. Y'all just use that as an example.
Yeah.
You want to get defensive, but it's you. Something ain't right. Do you think we take the time to look within ourselves? Within ourselves? Is it always somebody else? Is it hard to look at us to say, I'm the one that need to change?
Not until it's too late. You to hurt somebody.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that the hard way. Because we go through things, difficult things. And you know, I use one for example. So relationships. We always tend to say, "Oh, well, with somebody else, it was somebody else." What did I do? What did I do? I stayed too long. I put up with this. I did this. I allowed this to be okay.
Yeah.
I didn't express myself. I didn't do, X, Y, and Z. I'm not blaming nobody no more for what I got going on, because what I have to do is analyze the situation for myself. And not everybody's able to do that.
No. It takes a mature person that really wants to be transformed. That really, if I'm telling you about how I feel, or I'm telling God about how I feel, you really have to want to change for yourself. And everybody say they want it, but when they don't understand the cost of the transformation, and that transformation, it does not feel good. Anything that you are transforming, you got to break it down from its natural character and rebuild it up. It doesn't feel good when you break a bone before it heals. It hurts when the healing process is coming.
Talking about something.
And so we say we want it as soon as we dip our toe in the Jordan River and it's too hot. It's like, no, you know what? It's easier for me to go on back and take what I was taking.
I want it, but I don't want it all.
Yeah.
I want look. I want some, but not all.
That's
Yeah.
good
I
right
just want
there.
to I
Yeah.
just want to taste
Mhm.
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I know if I indulge,
Mhm.
it's not gonna be right. But
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
little
yeah.
taste ain't gonna be right either.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just going to continue to be nasty. I'm going to continue to be a complainer about the things that are happening right now, not seeing the bigger picture in God, living beyond how I feel, saying that it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
And so here I am saying, I want to be transformed, but ain't no change going on. So what you do, Sister Janae, you go complain to Sister John, you go complain to Elder Nevertheless, and everybody else.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Pastor Kim. Hi, Pastor Harris. Good evening. What we got on the things? Do we really want God to show us us?
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
It's that's very hard. But if you want to grow closer to God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
If we
sisterhood helps with, you know what I mean? It's
yeah.
important
Mhm.
that accountability, as I got up on the screen.
Yeah.
If I'm struggling with me always reacting off my feelings, who's gonna tell me that ain't, look what is costing you?
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
what the blessings or where God is trying to take you, and look where you are now. That sisterhood, that that accountability one to another.
Mhm.
And we talked about it before. Do you really want yes men around you?
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
guess you do if you want to feel superior, if you want everybody to, you want to feel like you better than other people.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm. God's offspring says that taste gonna cause you to indulge. It's what alcoholics say about taking just a little
Just a little
sip.
sip, just a little bit until you
Yeah,
alcohol.
let me just do a
All
let
I
me
Mhm.
had is a beer today.
okay.
Mhm.
I'm just about to go and you wake up tomorrow and done had the
Liquor
whole
store.
case or something like that.
Look,
Like,
would
come
you
on
say you
now.
didn't went through 2 6 packs and they sitting behind by the bed?
Jesus.
And you hiding the bottles up underneath.
That's what Pastor Harris said. You learn not to complain. I tell people all the time, and I don't know if you hear me say this because people say, "Well, how you doing?" I'm good. I can't complain about nothing. When they start paying me for complaints, baby, I'm gonna get out there on the corner with a bullhorn, and you gonna hear every last single one of them.
No,
Not for real.
no,
Real
for real.
talk. But
Yeah,
my complaints ain't never changed my situation.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
My complaints has never brought anybody into my life to help me change the situation.
Complain. I
Mm,
tell somebody it ain't gonna do me no good.
Nope, nope, nope,
What
nope,
good is it gonna do me?
nope. And you know what they say, misery loves company.
mm,
It do. It do.
So if you got somebody that is not holding you accountable when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling disgusted, when you're feeling discouraged, not to determine your next step off of how you feeling right now,
yeah,
if you got to ask yourself, is that misery? Why isn't somebody connected to me trying to pull me out or help me to see the silver lining? Help
mm,
me to see how good God is in my dark situation, even though I ain't out of it right now.
mm.
And I think that's why too, Sister Janae, it's important for us to be vulnerable with other people.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate you ladies. I wish it was so many other ladies because we have so many other women in our sisterhood.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
they were able to get on here because it is really, I just think it's really important for us to help each other try to navigate through our feelings because it's inevitable. It's
yeah,
inevitable. And some of us weren't taught, some of us were taught not to show emotion.
Yeah.
Some of us were taught get over it, push it down, and keep moving.
Mm.
But I know for me, after a while, that didn't work. I imploded and exploded.
I was gonna say that'd be the input, right?
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
When my daughter died, because it
Mm.
talked about keeping yourself busy, trying to just keep yourself busy so you don't have to deal with your feelings. We've
Mm.
all been there to a certain point. That's that shutdown isolation, maybe.
Mm.
And some of us, we stay busy in church, we stay busy at work. For me, I was coaching full time, I was going to church full time, I was working full time, and I had an office. And I just said, you know what? I subconsciously though, I'm just going to work, 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 work. As long as I stay busy, I don't have to feel the pain. As long as I stay busy, I don't have to sit in my emotions of grief and crying and anger and asking why me. But you know what happened after 2 months? I hit a brick wall and almost had a nervous breakdown in my office at 7 in the morning.
Mm. Jesus.
That's when I knew I had imploded and now it has exploded. And I had to leave immediately and go to the doctor immediately at 7 in the morning. And they put me on mental health, like a mental health, break from there because I was about to lose my mind from trying to stuff my emotions, my feelings down and not confront how I felt to say, even though I feel like this right now, I have to live. I have to go beyond how I feel. How am I going to feel in the next couple of days? Because it's going to be better. Yeah, yeah. There was one thing in the book and that I wrote because they had like some little squares, like some key points. And one of them said, when you feel dog tired at night, it may be because you've growled all day long. Ooh-wee.
Complain.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was you growled to everybody but God.
Yep.
Growled to everybody but God. Y'all got anything? Y'all got anything y'all want to say on anything we talked about so far? We got a couple of more minutes, and I'm going to just hit on chapter 4 real quick, and then we're gonna turn it over because I want you to. I got a couple of questions for both of y'all to lead us out. If you know that this conversation so far has blessed you, put in the comments, I have been blessed. We ain't done, but let us know that this is really a good conversation. You see yourself in this conversation. You've operated in your feelings that didn't end up well, and you want to, or you are currently right now living beyond your feelings. Let us know, have you been blessed on tonight? It talked about in chapter 4, our secrets make us sick. And so I already asked rhetorically, I know we've been to a point where we've had something that we wanted to tell somebody, and we didn't feel comfortable for whatever reason, and we lost sleep or appetite, or the situation was so bad that we withdrew or disconnected ourselves from people. And so the book talked about that Joyce Myers wanted to change her life because she is a world-renowned preacher, author. She travels the world, but she just wanted to be normal. In the book, she said she didn't want nobody to call the name Joyce Myers. Like, that's how sick of it she was. She said she was deteriorating emotionally from what she really wanted. She wanted a break. She wanted to be normal. She didn't want the leadership role. She didn't want to be the one that people came to looking for answers. And she said, if one denies their own needs and live just to please other people, they will eventually become dysfunctional in some way. But our dysfunction operating in our feelings have become our normalcy. And it's not normal. Thank you, Sister Sharita. She says she been blessed. It's not normal. And in order to understand that how do I say, you keeping your secrets or you keeping not being vulnerable can lead to some dysfunction. You not sleeping, you separating yourself. Would you guys consider that dysfunction?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was looking down. Y'all shaking your head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry. And then the book also says reasons for being unhappy or upset at times is because you feel the need to please everybody and be accepted by them. We should not let people manipulate us. We cannot let their expectations control us. Some people's expectations are unrealistic.
Extremely.
Are unrealistic. And so they try, and unrealistic means they try to put you on a guilt trip
Yeah.
about how you feel. Sister Janae, I think you may be able to attest to this. They know you'll never say no.
Yeah.
So they play on your emotions. They play on how you feel. And when somebody play in your face, that's the worst thing.
Yeah. It don't feel good.
It don't.
It
But
don't.
what feels worse is you not telling somebody how you feel.
Yeah.
And when we don't have those conversations because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, we want to keep our friendship, we don't like to ruffle feathers, but it's eating us up on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's eating us up.
I think I had told y'all too that like when I feel some type of way, instead of telling somebody, you know, how it is or how I feel about a certain way, I just cut them off.
Yeah.
Or not even cut them off, but I take a break. I do breaks.
And I'm gonna repeat what I told you in Sisterhood, because it's gonna go for not only you, talking in general.
Yeah, we gotta help. We gotta help everybody else too.
That's it. If you consider somebody to be a friend, you don't take breaks in friendships. If you gotta take breaks from friendships, it's not a friend.
It's one
And
sided.
that might,
It's one sided.
That's it. And that might be that discernment to say, this is a person that I can't trust with my secrets or to handle me correctly.
Yeah.
To handle my feelings, to handle anything. Because people will use and abuse you. They'll take your kindness for your weakness.
That part, big on that.
Big we talked about, because give me about 10 more minutes, okay, y'all? Okay. My next question, because it said we our secrets make us sick. Are there some secrets that are meant to be taken to your grave?
I say yeah. I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think just because you feel it, you need to tell it?
No, not always.
I felt the need to tell some stuff, but honey, no.
You said no.
I ain't gonna
I just keep it to myself.
Yeah, some stuff. Like, I'm an open book for the most part. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you, and some things I divulge because I've been through a lot in my life and I've overcome. You know what I mean? But there's some things, baby, it's between me and the Lord.
Yeah, for real.
I will never tell anybody. I don't care how much trauma lays behind it. That is a conversation that if God don't fix it, it just won't be done.
Yeah, no.
That for real.
Yeah.
Real
what that
talk.
little girl say some years ago, do it for the vine, I ain't gonna do it.
I know.
I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
That's it. I ain't gonna do it. Yes. Joyce Meyer says in her book that she had this woman come to her and say You know what? Now we talking about telling people how you feel though too, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got to use wisdom and knowledge in the spirit of God.
Hmm.
And
yeah.
so she said this woman came up to her, told her, you know what? I didn't like you for years. I
Mm.
gossiped about you, and I want you to forgive me. Joyce Myers was saying, as I appreciated that she felt like she needed to tell me how she felt, she should have kept like Sunday Cat Williams.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have told
Oh
nobody
man.
that.
Yeah.
You should
I
get
have
that
a
to
question
yourself.
because when I had read that, it made me think of like somebody kind of did that to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like, I don't know how to take it because then it's like,
You didn't tell me why, who else you told. Like she said in the book.
my,
You didn't tell me
yeah,
why, who else you told. Did they not like me too?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, all of that.
but this like it can be a messy situation with this individual, but like you still in my face though. I don't
Woo!
know how to I don't but like
And they know you nice.
so like what is it and that's the part in me like I don't know if
I
I
know,
really
like,
don't want to go into it on
no,
here.
and you don't have to.
But
It
like
makes you second guess their agenda. You
And if
make
you
it,
want to be
and
friends with them.
yeah, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, well, are you still talking about me? Or you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Joyce Myers was saying, right? She
or
Yeah,
was,
they'll be like,
yeah.
I used to not
yeah, because now I think,
I
Mm-mm.
well, what
used
did
to
I do
not
for you
like
to like me now?
but
Mm-mm.
and me
Just tread lightly with
y'all
them. That's
y'all
that discernment. You gotta have the spirit of discernment with them.
but you elder elect, you've known me for years. Not saying that you know my personal
Right,
business and
right,
stuff
right.
like that, but just me being around, coming around, like like you used to not like me. And not saying that it's
No, I know what you're
in
saying. I
in
know
that
what
what
you're
area
about
saying.
me?
or anything, but
Like
like
you
y'all
was
know my
around me the whole
personality
time.
and I'm like this in church, out of church. I'm a fun person to be around now.
Yeah,
It take like I'm like I said, I sit back and I watch people and I'm quiet until I just know and I feel safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, you didn't like
just,
me for
It doesn't
you don't know
heal
what
or
reason.
bring
Like,
closure to anything that you say. You just opened another can of worms.
yeah,
yeah,
Because now you got me over here on defense mode, like I got questions.
yeah.
Now I
Seriously.
feel some type of way.
yeah, yeah.
So that's what she was saying. Everything ain't meant to be told just because you feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You
you
Mm-hmm.
just
said
should have
something
took
to
that to the
yourself.
Lord and treated her accordingly now that you and
Oh
asked
yeah,
the Lord for forgiveness.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know what? In return, I have to treat this individual. Not saying treat them differently, but I have to.
Tread
Um,
lightly. Basically.
yeah, basically, like
Mm-hmm.
I know how to deal with them
treat them accordingly.
accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep, yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yeah.
I want to kind of end with this. I had so much more, but again, just like in Sisterhood,
We never
we
get to finish.
we can do a part two, long as y'all game.
Yeah. But what we gonna do when we get to the next chapter? Let's
We can
keep talking
talk
about this
about it.
chapter.
We can talk
Okay.
about it. We can work
Okay.
it out.
Yeah.
And we can get it on the books because I got a couple of days in April that are not filled up, but I'm doing Greek week in April. So the
Okay.
Divine Nine month. So, but I do got some openings, but we can definitely talk about it, okay? Because again,
Okay.
I want some more of my sisters on here. I want people to see what NUC is doing and
Yeah.
how we are trying
It,
to get it together as women.
and it's
Yeah.
not
Everybody
just
ain't
us.
chatty. You
It
know
is
what I
not
mean?
just us. We
Yeah.
definitely be having a. I know our conversation has definitely been good. I
Yeah.
hope that our viewers have felt the same way. But this our sisterhood definitely, and it ain't everything that we talk about. Obviously, ain't for but we do have good. We do have good discussions,
Discussion.
and we
Yeah.
are always. I feel like every session we're able to help at least one
Somebody.
somebody in some type of way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we find out something that we didn't know before about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About each other. I want to stop at a good point right here. And there was a key point in the book, and it said, if God tells you to bring something out into the open or confront a situation from your past, be obedient to him. He is letting you know this issue is holding you back from his best for you. And yes, this is my thing. The devil is going to play with and on your feelings so you won't obey it, but making you think that there won't be a positive outcome, because that's his job. But
Mm.
God is not going to bring you to something not to bring you through it, and to come out with newness and power. And one thing that stuck out with me was emotional stability comes through learning to live truthfully.
Mm.
Live truthfully. Before we get out of here, my closing question, Sister Fox, let me do this. Sister Janae, why do you think sisterhood is important?
I think sisterhood is important, kind of like reflecting back off of what Sister Shanika has said in the beginning. It's a safe, if it's a safe space, and I think between, it was the last sisterhood session. Like, I don't say that I have many friends. You know, y'all learned today that, or today and previously, that I'm more passive. Like, I kind of go with the flow. I let things happen, regardless of how I feel. But I feel like I'm learning and I'm growing to be better with the help of my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm learning things, with the books that we're reading. Like, I feel like I'm growing as an individual through our sisterhood, not only just our sisterhood, but y'all have a big part in my growth.
That's good. Thank you. Sister Fox, our director. First, let me go ahead. What would you say to somebody that is struggling with controlling their feelings and every decision is based off how they feel?
I kind of wrote a little something. So I would say your feelings are valid, but they shouldn't be in control of your life.
That's good.
With every decision on how you feel in the moment, it can lead you in the wrong direction. You have to learn how to pause, separate your emotions from your decision,
That's
and
good.
ask yourself, is this how I feel? Or
Wow.
is this what's right? Because feelings change,
Mm-hmm.
but you but your choices have real consequences. We all learn that, right?
Yeah.
Um, give yourself time before reacting. Pray, think, and respond with intentions instead of emotion.
Yeah.
Growth comes when you stop letting your feelings lead and start leading your feelings.
Mm. Yeah. Thank you so much. Director of New Unity Church Sisterhood, God bless you for just collaborating with Walking Through the Fire on tonight. I thank you for letting the Lord use you in the ministry and how you're getting the women of God together so that we can edify each other and grow together. Sister Janae, I thank you for being a part of our live tonight. Again, there's a lot of people that don't think that they have a voice, and I think that you are a great representation of someone that can be bold in the midst of their silence as well, and they don't have to be like me where I'm loud and outspoken and
Mm-hmm.
outspoken to say that your feelings are valid and that you have a voice, and all we need to do is just hear it, because you can help somebody else in what you're going through and what you've been through. So thank you, ladies, both for your courage on tonight. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for your experiences. Thank you for helping the community as well as myself to get us to our next. to be better for the next generation as well. Community, I love you. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. We almost been on here for 2 hours, but when it's good conversation, they say time flies when you having fun. So
Yeah.
make sure that you subscribe to this channel, Walking Through the Fire LLC, as well. Make sure you hit the bell. The bell will let you know, because see, we be forgetting. We be so busy, lifing, and you be like, oh, you know what? Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock. I forgot they were on. Hit that bell, subscribe, and every time we go live, you'll be the first to know. So that way, no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're at, you'll always get that notification. If you would like to follow me on any other social media platforms, you can reach me at Facebook, Walking Through the Fire, as well on Instagram, Anointed37, and on TikTok, Crystal Majors 159. So again, I thank you, community. I love you for loving me. I love the fact that you continue to come back every week and that you're being impacted by the word of the Lord. So until next Thursday, may God keep you, may God cover you, and may God bless you. Everybody have a great evening and a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Love you. Good night.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Love y'all.